we are here to talk about spaceships. We just went over the entire monthly report, core gameplay, item recovery, medical changes, new missions, mission givers, dynamic server meshing, all that stuff. But now we are going to talk about the ships that were worked on in August, including the Perseus, the Kruger, the Ironclad, the Apollo, the Hammerhead, all the things, some unknowns as well. We got our handy dandy ship list as we do every month here, which is probably wildly outdated at this point. I mean, I don't even know where some of these unannounced vehicles are supposed to be. But we're going to make our way through this and determine what's being worked on and what we can expect in the next few months. First of all, let's find our new release, the Wolf. Here it is. Oh, we already marked it as released. We got excited throughout the month and did that early. So the Wolf is released. Let us look at the report and see what needs to be updated. All right. In the UK, 3 unannounced ships progressed through August. All are currently in various stages within the gray box phase. One is approaching its final review, one is receiving improvements to component accessibility, and the other recently entered following its white box gate review. Let's find this one first. A unannounced ship that last update had its white box review. Here are unannounced there as well as here. And these all were, let's see, here's white box. Kicked off and progressed through white box. Officially entered production in May. Approaching white box review after entering production in June. Entered gray box in July. Okay, not that. These other two are... These are all gray box and pre-production. So the only thing that we have that might get close to that would have been kicked off and progressed through white box in July. Entered production in May. So one of these three. Any of these three could be the same ship too. That's the freaking crazy annoying part. So this one was first mentioned in August, I think. Yeah, first mentioned in August, kicked off and progressed through white box in July. That could have entered gray box. I don't even know, man. I don't know. No, this one passed its freaking white box review in May. So I don't know what that would be. It's one of these two. This one officially entered production in May. So I'm gonna guess it's this one. This bad boy right here. Passed its white box review. We're gonna go ahead and say white box review in July. And what were they saying? Recently entered gray box in August. We'll see what that is. Okay, these other two ships that we've got here. One is approaching its final box review from the gray box. It's approaching its final review for gray box, and the other is receiving improvements to component accessibility, so deep into gray box. So let's look at our gray box ships now. We've got an unannounced gray box here, past white box in May, with attention to a specific mechanic. We've got another gray box here. This would be our new gray box. Entered gray box in July, experience cargo mechanisms issue. So this is the one that has some kind of special cargo thing going on. Could that need components accessibility work? Who freaking knows, man? The unannounced ships are really hard to understand in these. We got a couple other gray box unknowns down here. Progressing towards full production in April, progressing towards white box review in May, went into gray box with detail on the hull in June, received additional animation work for its moving elements in July. So this one's been moving pretty well through. I think, honestly, that sounds like it could be approaching its final review. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot in the dark and say approaching final gray box review in August. Last update we will say is September 3rd. I bet this is in gray box though. Like, why would it still be in white box after all this time? Receiving improvements to component accessibility is literally like there's nothing, dude. There's no clue as to what that could be. Progressed to gray box with attention to the hull in June. Like I could just literally guess it's this. I'm just gonna throw it down here so we don't spend so much time on this. Component work in August. CNOU medium to large ship. It could be that. So I have that on here. The CNOU mystery ship. At some point this will be updated to probably be one of these unannounced vehicles. But that's the thing is like at this point it doesn't even matter because by the time we know one of these unannounced vehicles is one of these ships, this ship will be released. So it's hard to take, like one of these unannounced vehicles is probably the Wolf. How do we determine which one it was? Anyways, continuing on from those, because unannounced vehicles are too difficult. For announced ships, the Anvil Paladin progressed into the Lot 0 stage, having had feedback from the Gray Box gate review. Yeah. So the Anvil Paladin's a pretty cool ship. It doesn't have a formal introduction via video, but the concept images of it look great. This is a gunship for 3 to 4 people. It's got a pilot, and then 3 folks on some big guns. This is the ship that replaces the Redeemer and allows the Redeemer to become something else. This is the ship that I think is going to be great for all kinds of mercenary missions if you and your friends want to go fight. That old mining claim jumper mission, ooh, this would have been perfect for it. So I look forward to seeing how they come up with content for a ship like this. But ultimately, it's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun to use in a game like this. Now, this one I originally thought might be the Invictus ship this year. They might rush it through. They did not. They took their time on it. But now it is passing the Lot 0 stage. So we can go ahead and put that up on the list. The Paladin has gone from Gray Box to Lot 0. We have it down here as an expected QA release 2025. I could see this being either an IAE or a December release, but let's go ahead and put our name behind IAE 2025 for the Paladin. And the most recent update is that it's entered Lot 0. It's looking more and more likely that this is going to be in the game, so I'll keep the confidence at level high. We'll update the most recent update to September. Yeah, escort missions will be great for the Paladin. Continuing on, the Kruger L-21 Wolf was released. We got this. With the team excited to see the reception to the new ship, they also continue to bug fix issues found during the release, such as the glass shader being excessively worn, alongside implementing the component bays and considering removing the fin. They didn't say that last part, but that you could consider it. Moving on, the Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault progressed towards their white box reviews, with the team finalizing the asset kit that will be used across this and other Drake ships. This is going to be good for the Kraken, which is mentioned down here, as well as other Drake ships. But honestly, guys, this the biggest thing that you could probably get from here. It was fairly clear last month, but it is definitive at this point. The Ironclad is not coming this year. I think we already have it. Yeah, we have it for Invictus Week 2026. I am still sticking by that. I think it's still pretty much scheduled for that. Let us make sure we drop this. So let's see. Team finalizing the asset kit. Progressing towards white box review in August. There's no way these ships come out this year. My condolences to anybody who was holding out hope, but it's like basically impossible at this point. I'm going to change the confidence on this though to a medium high at this point, because the schedule is lining up for Invictus. Continuing on though, work on the RSI Aurora and Aegis Hammerhead kicked off to bring them up to current standards, focusing first on their cockpit and dashboard views, as well as physicalizing components. I almost want to put these in here as updates. Can I do that? Why can't I drag the... Where's the freaking plus sign? Okay, I'll just copy paste. Let me put RSI Aurora here. And we'll call this a rework / gold pass. Starter ship. What do I even say the dev phase is? It's like in progress? We'll just add a new one for in progress here. I need a new color. I'm running out of colors, guys. Hey, it looks a little gold. That actually works. And we'll do one more here. This is for the Aegis Hammerhead. So we got the gold pass reworks on there too. The MISC Hull B entered pre-production following the approval of its updated concept. The Hull B is an interesting one because it is small but huge. It carries like, what, 384 SCU, but it's a 1 to 2 person ship. Carries all its cargo on the outside, so it is in danger of being attacked more easily, but it's easier to offload. It can land on planets, unlike the Hull C. I believe it can land with its cargo still on the ship too, which is kind of a big deal. But this is like a bigger Hull A. A little smaller than a Caterpillar, a little bigger than a Constellation Taurus. Honestly, I think this is the kind of thing that needs to have an economy working to make sense. Like, as we get into more of these nuanced cargo ships, it's like, what's the point? Right now, you're still just putting as many boxes as you can in whatever the biggest ship you have is. And we could use more nuance for stuff like this. Nice to see it, though, entering pre-production. It got proved updated concept, so we'll go ahead and add that on here. It's in pre-production, expected release, I'm going to guess 2026, summer 2026, and entered pre-production following the approval of its updated concept in August. In North America, the RSI Apollo Medivac and Triage continue to prepare for release, with testing and bug fixing being the focus. Ships also supported the gameplay teams with medical gameplay adjustments. We talked about that during the core gameplay section of this. We'll update the Apollo here. Final art. We can confirm this is... I was thinking this was a Q4 release, but it is not. This is coming out this month, folks. Very high. In fact, we're going to change this from final art to release imminent. Moving on from medical, some of the team moved on to unrelated but related but unannounced ship. Okay, what do you even say there? Related to Apollo but unannounced. All right. And should I just, we don't know anything about it. Just randomly started work in September. Confidence, none. Cool. Could be an Apollo with other modules. It could. It could be an exploration-focused Apollo, which would be interesting. They are doing a whole bunch of that. They're doing a whole bunch of variants to ships' designs that they've already made, that they know people love, and people love the Apollo, and an exploration-focused Apollo would be awesome. With a bigger scanner and radar, maybe a little bit more cargo space, and a couple extra beds for people. A 2 to 3 person ship focused on little expeditions would be sick from the Apollo. All right, finally, the RSI Perseus was prepared for its LOD 0 gate review with additional lighting and detail passes being done across both the interior and exterior. And here it is. This is our first look at the interior of the Perseus. A look at the main elevator shaft. We've got 3 decks here, level 0, level 1, level 2. Can't really see what it says here. It says something deck, but I don't know what it might be. Yeah, it's just a look at the Perseus real quick. This is a ship that we've kind of known for a long time was going to be the main ship of this latter half of the year. I did a video on this a couple weeks ago if you want more information on it. But they also have a big old segment here where they just kind of talk about how it's made up. Now, were there 3 decks? There were. Here's the elevator. So this is the shaft that we're looking at. In addition, it's got 2 huge size 7, possibly size 8 guns down here, and 2 more up here, as well as a remote turret here. So you could have maybe 5 people in this ship and command quite a bit of combat authority. It's a pretty aggressive ship with a pretty low crew count. RSI Perseus, here we go. Patrol boat, new model, LOD 0 I had it at. It says it was, okay, so it's preparing for its LOD 0 gate review. What? I have it as past LOD 0 in July. The RSI Perseus progressed into the LOD 0 phase, so I got that wrong. So next month, this month I guess now, they will probably be focusing more on damage and stuff like that. Expected release is still November 2025, and we'll keep it at LOD 0 for now, because it hasn't necessarily passed its gate review. The Drake Kraken's pre-production phase continued too. There's a one little final update there. We can add that in here. Spacecraft carrier pre-production. We'll just say pre-production continued through August. Expected release Q4 2026 is still what we have there. Who knows if that'll be it. But that's about it for the ship updates. I didn't have a lot of pictures for you guys this time. Really just wanted to give you the actual updates and what's going on. But you know, all these videos are available to you if you want to get more cool, interesting shots of what the actual ships we're talking about are. This is a Perseus here. Almost all of the ships we've talked about have examples, like videos that you can look up and find from CIG that talks about them at least a little bit. Here's the one for the Ironclad. They don't have one for the Kraken. I think the Kraken was introduced during like a IAE video or something, so you can't really search for it. Plenty of pictures though to see. That's your ship update for August. Everything that's currently going on, everything that's currently being worked on and is ongoing. It's probably give or take one or two, but at least we know of 13 ships currently in development, and this is all the updates you could get on them right now. I'll see you again in October for another.